everybody. I'm with Larry Broom, Yacht Masters Brokerage, and today we will discuss about one of the most incredible story you have with a customer, a client.
Well, one comes to mind is the blind man.
Okay,
Mr. Holt was his name, and he
so
came. Go ahead.
he was blind and wanted to buy a boat.
That's right.
Really? Okay.
He came into my office with an assistant. He wasn't totally blind, but he couldn't see very much at all, and he had to be led by his assistant.
Uh-huh.
And it was a sad thing because he had been a man very active, been an airline pilot, for goodness
Okay.
sake. And he had some kind of diabetes or some kind of a problem that cost him his vision and it caused him to get very stout. Uh, and I'm looking at my office window one time, and up the stairs comes this fellow with somebody helping him, and I'm wondering what this is about. And he comes in and says, "I'm interested in buying a boat." And I said, "Well, okay, that's what we do here." And we talked a few minutes, and I said, "Well, Mr. Holt, maybe it's none of my business, but I don't think you really need a boat." And he said, "You're right. It's none of your business. And I want a boat, and I'm going to buy one. If you don't want to help me, I'll go down the road and find somebody who will."
Okay.
So I said, "Well, sir, let's see if we can find you a boat." So we started talking about what he wanted to do, and the way he explained it was, I can't see, I can't run my boat. I'll need help, but I can get that help, and I can get someone who'll run it for me, drive me where I want to be.
Yes.
I can hear the sounds and smell the smells,
Yeah. Feel the waves.
and just be in uh, the environment that I love.
Okay.
So I said, okay. And we went looking at boats, and I spent some weeks with Mr. Holt. And it was quite an adventure getting him. A lot of the boats we look at are in dry storage, and you have to go up a ladder to get to them.
Okay.
And helping him up and down ladders. He weighed about 300 pounds, so that was a challenge. Uh, we, I remember one particular time we went to dinner at a restaurant where they had crab legs, and he couldn't see how to clean his crab legs, so I spent almost the whole night cleaning crab legs. As soon as I got some clean, he was taking them in, and I don't think I got much to eat that night. It was okay. Mr. Holt,
Yes.
we found him a boat.
Oh yeah.
We did, and
What was the boat?
it was almost a houseboat.
Okay.
It was a boat called a Pearson Portsmouth 43. Pearson makes a good quality boat. They're best known for their sailboats, but they made some power boats too, and this was a power boat.
Okay.
And from the back, it looked like a houseboat. From the front, it had the bow of a boat, so
Okay.
um, it had a lot of room for its length. It was a two-story with an upper deck.
Hmm.
But he bought that boat, and he lived on it in the city marina in Titusville for some years. I got a call one day and it said Mr. Holt fell in the basin. I said, "Oh my gosh, no!" And he had one night, and they actually had to use a derrick to crank him up out of the water.
Ooh.
But he got his boat, and it was one of the more interesting
Yes.
adventures in
So
finding a
he
boat.
was following his dream.
He followed his dream.
Like
That's
is
our
your
motto.
yes.
Yeah.
So where that motto came from, like where, follow your dream.
It just seemed like a natural thing.
Yes.
I know that some other companies use something similar. Um, I just felt it described what boating is about and buying a boat.
Okay. So speaking of both, like what are the trends right now? What are like the the new technology that we can look forward into boats or stuff like that?
There's so many changes, my goodness. I've always been attracted to sailing and focused probably more on sailing yachts.
Yes.
And the changes in that industry are dramatic. The way the boats are built, the user friendly, I guess you'd say, human engineering, like the
Yes.
walk-through transoms. And, they've been around quite a while, but it seems like every year they come up with more and more amenities to make these boats easier for you to use, uh, and the sailing rigs become more and more sophisticated,
Okay.
but it's in some ways easier to use, ironically.
Okay. So for the most part, it's getting easier to do boating than before
Well,
with new boats.
so many things are easier. Navigation is so much easier because of the electronic devices available to
Yes.
you. I remember studying how to use a sextant.
Okay.
A lot of boaters today probably wouldn't know what a sextant is.
Yeah.
So, um,
We saw that in like movies or things like that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
well,
didn't use the sextant
I
in my
actually had
life.
one,
So.
and
Okay.
I studied and learned some use of it. Um, but in some areas of boating and sailing, that's still something that's a valuable skill. If you set
Yes.
out to sail in a passage, which is a long course of sailing across an ocean, or
Mm-hmm.
the ultimate dream is to sail around the world, and
Yes.
few ever do, but some do. If you ever think you're going to do something like that, those skills are still valuable.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Lately, of course, sailing is just one aspect of boating, and
Mm-hmm.
we also involved with power yachts, motor yachts, trawlers, um, fishing boats with outboard motors, and there's a huge change. The outboard motors. We saw a boat yesterday that had
Yes.
450 horsepower outboards,
Yes.
6 of them.
Yes.
I mean,
6.
that's just
Yes.
awesome. But the motors are a lot bigger.
Yes.
Um, the boats are better built. They're stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's more competition for the waterways, so there's more restrictions on boat speeds and competition at the ramp for launching, and so you have to sometimes go a little further from the beaten path, maybe to follow that dream of finding that more
Yes.
pristine environment.
Yes. All right. So thank you for today's interview, and we'll see each other in the next one. So hope you appreciate. If you do, please like and follow, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.